If you're anything like me, this isn't the first of these types of videos you've seen. Then why, after having gathered all this info on how to not procrastinate, do we still procrastinate? Here's what worked for me. Okay, let's start by looking at the problem objectively, right? Obviously, this is about something we really want to do. Else, we would have forgotten about it a long time ago. But also, there's a big part of this that we don't want to do. Or else, we would have taken action a long time ago too. So basically, there's this conflict of something we really want and something we really don't want. The most common example is the goal is something we really want, but the path to the goal, we don't like that much. Maybe you like the idea of having a business and being your own boss and having all the money flow in, depending on no one. But then you don't actually like the idea of working towards that. So how do we go about solving this predicament? I'd say you're focusing on the wrong thing. Let's say you want to create a YouTube channel and you have all these ideas for awesome videos, or you're a game developer and you have all these ideas for games and stuff. It can be whatever, but you actually never finish one of these projects. You could say, this is actually not really for me, but you keep going back to it. The problem here is very likely your approach. You gotta be really conscious about the project and the way you're tackling that project and see what exactly it is that's stopping you from finishing it. There's very likely to be something that you think you should do, but also very often that's totally not the case. Say you want to be an artist because you think it would be really cool to create awesome drawings. You've got all these awesome ideas for what you want to create, but you actually never start because you dread all the time you have to invest in it. But actually, it doesn't have to take long. You can create something in only a couple of minutes. Just a quick sketch is enough to create something. Maybe a voice in your head is telling you, oh, that's not real art, it's just a sketch. But is that really you telling that yourself? Or is that voice created by other people? Perhaps social media, where all the best of the best gets shown to the top. Maybe you're totally fine of just drawing sketches of people, chibis or dragons or whatever. Art is subjective after all. If you don't feel like doing all the line arts because you think it's tedious, you can skip that step. And if people are like, oh, that's not how you're supposed to do it, then fuck those people. I had a similar problem with these videos where I was like, I can't just create a talking head video, that's so boring and generic, I need to be more ambitious. But because I started to have such high expectations for myself, I did not create anything at all, or not a lot at least. I needed to accept the fact it's okay to just create a talking head video like this. I don't need to do skits or jokes, B-roll and flashy images here and there all the time. No, because when I thought of that, I dreaded the process. I was like, I have to do all these tedious things and come up with a master script that is perfectly outlined. While in actuality, I can just hit record, say the stuff I want to share, and that's literally a video. The best part is, after allowing yourself to do the bare minimum, you might actually later on improve and do more. After just drawing sketches for several months, you might eventually get bored of that and be like, okay, now I want to do the line art. And maybe after a couple of months later, you want to do the coloring. I know for me, after doing 3 months of simple vlog style like videos, I'm like, I want to do more than this. And this time it's coming from a place of excitement rather than dread. I want to start doing these things that I initially thought of as tedious because I raised my baseline. I couldn't start with these small details because they didn't matter in the beginning. I was not creating anything at all. I just needed to get started with something. Anything. no matter what people think the quality is. And I think in today's world we have a huge issue with expectations because we have all these examples of people who did great or are doing great. And we want to create something similar to them because we are inspired. But it is okay to start out with creating quote-unquote shit content. And honestly, there is almost no shit content because there will always be someone who is like, hey, this is different. This is awesome. So I hope you create awesome stuff, art, whatever, a business or a YouTube channel or drawings or games or whatever. You start out with something simple and create something. Okay? And no pressure. Just do it if you want to. Now that you know what to do, how do you actually keep going and make sure you don't quit? Well, check out this video on how to keep going even when no one sees your content.